Hey guys, welcome to this video. This is my October roundup. I've stopped calling these videos my favorites because it just kind of sounds a little dishonest, because a lot of these products I'm going to feature today are products that really made a mark on me this month, but didn't necessarily take over from an absolute favorite. Those favorites still exist, but these are the ones that really I use the most, I rediscovered, I used for the first time. They're products that just really sort of made a great impression. That was a really long explanation, but if you are interested in seeing the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 products that really made a mark on me this month, then please stay tuned. Okay, so let's talk about what happened in October. As I said last month, things have slowed down a little bit for me. So work is a little bit, well, I had a vacation for a couple of weeks. I managed to get myself in, I guess, a bit of a funk during my vacation. I just got really down on blogging, and I lost all kind of motivation. There's nothing in particular that really is the one reason why this happened. I guess I'm pretty good at not, let's say, comparing myself and my growth and my numbers and all that sort of stuff to other people, but what I tend to do is compare them to, I only compete with myself. So I look at my, let's say, Instagram numbers this month, and I have a look at where I was 12 months ago, and I actually had roughly 1,000 more followers on Instagram then than I do now. It just seems like Instagram has turned into this entire follow, unfollow, follow, unfollow. Nobody sees your posts except for the few people that make sure they comment all the time. All I see on my feed are brands or really high number accounts. I don't see my friends' photos, even though I'm always searching them out and liking them and commenting. I don't know what the hell this algorithm is about. I don't know what I'm I kind of just want someone to tell me this is what you're doing wrong. Because I read all the here's how to grow your following and here's how to improve your engagement sort of things, and it all comes up to the same things. Consistency, which I post every single day. The quality of photos. Please, somebody tell me if they're no good. Tell me, I won't take it to heart. I will try and improve. Engaging in other people's photos, which I do on the daily. Avoid comment pods. I'm not in any. Use popular hashtags. I do that. Yet all this plus this plus this doesn't equal anything. Are you finding the same thing? Comment down below and let me know what's worked for you. So I guess as first world problem as that all is, it did kind of just get me a little bit down. I'm still really happy with the little community that we've got here. I see the same people commenting and liking and viewing the videos. I see all of you who are here, and I don't have those high hopes of becoming a Nikki Tutorials, which is amazing, don't get me wrong. But it feels really demoralizing when you put a few hours of work into a video and even step further, you go to the shop, you buy a product, you try that product out, you put up your review, you film your review, you edit your review, you upload it, you do your thumbnail, you do all of that sort of stuff, and then 36 people watch it. And it's just was it worth it? I'm not even talking about monetary gain, because, I mean, you guys know I got demonetized or de-partnered, or whatever it's called, back in February. But just the idea that the work is valued and that it might have helped someone or just somebody's seen it, that's where I place the value. All right, that was a really long discussion about kind of nothing. So, awkward, Rosa, awkward. Let's talk about the products. Last month I had just started using the Cherry palette from Urban Decay, and I included it because I'd been using it for about a week, and I had been using it every day that week and loving it. I'm not sure if you can see this, but it is a very well loved palette at this point. It is a palette which has really, I keep saying the word palette. Take a shot every time I say the word palette, don't. It's a palette that has not changed my mind, but I guess reignited my love of these types of shades. For the longest time, I've been using blushes on my eyes because I really love those pinky tones, and I feel like they suit my skin tone and my hair and all that sort of stuff. By the way, my hair's a lot darker than it was last month. So this palette is one that is an absolute winner for me. I know a lot of people, as I said in my review, which I will leave down below, a lot of people complain that there weren't enough sort of dark shades in this, but for me personally, I feel like this is perfect. In my review, I did talk about the lack of a really good inner corner highlight in this, so that would have been fantastic. But as a whole, I've just been loving this palette. And just for transparency, this one is one that I purchased. Another item that I purchased that I've been using all month, and it really taken a good amount of time for me to figure out whether this is for me or not, is the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer. Now this thing is so expensive, but I just heard people rave and decided it was my duty to you to try this out. Despite me using it for a whole month, can you see, that's how much I've used. So the first thing I'll say is that you really need to be careful with how much of this you use, because any more than just a little bit is too much. And I have found through trial and error, believe me, that you can't like rub it in all over your face like you might do with some other primers. You actually really need to be careful to just pat this in. I tend to like do this as well and just really pat it in and try and get it into the skin, because otherwise it will pill, it will ball up, and you'll like be rubbing your face and you'll be like, oh, why is this coming off? So the key is use a little bit and just tap it in very gently, or quite vigorously actually, and it will make your skin look really smooth. I've been wearing this in conjunction with the All Nighter foundation from Urban Decay, which featured in last month's video, and I found the two of these together, because this can be quite a drying product. The two of these together, this is like, I wouldn't say it's hydrating or moisturizing, I would say that it is just very much smoothing, and that plus that, like they kind of combat each other. So this kind of doesn't make this too slippery and this doesn't make this too drying. They work perfectly together. So I highly recommend you try this one out, although it is a dangerous purchase, because if you do end up loving it, then you're stuck buying this very expensive product. And something that was sent to me, now the last video you most likely saw was the video of me trying out a whole bunch of liquid lipsticks. Now even though that video only just went up this week, I've actually been wearing the following lip colour for a couple of weeks and I really love it. You might have seen me on Instagram wearing it, or Insta stories I should say. It's the Matte Last Liquid Lips. Now this formula has been around for a while, but they have just recently extended their shade range by another 5, so they've doubled it. But this one here is Peony Pink, and it is just the most perfect, like, it's kind of pinky, it's kind of purple, it's muted, it's got this creaminess about it almost. Can you see that? How it's kind of got a bit of grey in there. And this colour just does something for me. It instantly lifts my face. I've been finding with the darker hair that my makeup, if I'm wearing like a really nude lip, I tend to look really washed out. So I've been using this one for about 3 weeks and I just found that it really just, I feel like it even makes me look younger somehow. So I'm mildly obsessed with this one. I've been wearing it on and off, like I said, for about 3 weeks. And the formula of this is really good. I'll leave a link down below so that you can see my review of this on the website. And these are so kind of long lasting that I tend to use a balm or an oil to take these off. Another thing that was sent to me, I can't remember if I featured this in another month or not, but I have been loving it anyway, so I'll mention it again. This is the Sweet Peony and Tangerine Hydrating Mist. It's a limited edition from Jolique, and it genuinely just smells like a perfume. Like, it is a skincare item, it's a hydrating mist, but it legitimately does smell like a perfume. I would buy this if it was a perfume. The citrus is not too strong, it is very floral, and just like all of the others in the range, it is very hydrating on the skin. Another skincare item, and this one was gifted to me as well, is this one here. So this is by the Jojoba company. This is the Hydrating Day Cream, and I've been using this one lately because I've been finding that some of my heavier creams are a little bit too much for me at this time of year. Things have been kind of humid, so we have some days that are quite cool, we have some days that are quite warm, we've had like torrential rain and then a lot of humidity, and during those humid and warm days I'm finding this one is really good for me. Some of the other skincare items I've been using have literally just been melting off my face during those days. So this one is just a really simple moisturizer. There's nothing really I was gonna say amazing about it. There's nothing revolutionary. It's just a really good quality, lightweight moisturizer. This product is almost finished. This is the Alpha H Liquid Gold with glycolic acid. This is, I think they've changed their packaging. So this one is a couple of years old, but it still works perfectly fine. So what this does is it's like a clear lotion liquid thing, and you use a cotton pad and you drench that and you just swipe it all over your face, and it is a kind of chemical exfoliant type of thing. The next day after you use this, your skin feels so soft, and it just feels really like ready to absorb skincare products. I don't need to repurchase this because I've got another entire bottle in my backup drawer. This is one that I purchased a long time ago. I want to say maybe 2 years ago. And you use such a little amount of it, and I tend not to use it too often because I have got sensitive skin and I try not to aggravate it. So I use this one maybe like once a week, and I use this one in between. It feels a little bit more gentle, but it's a similar type of product. Last month I mentioned that I was trialing out a foundation and I was really enjoying it. So naturally I went and purchased it. So this is the Hourglass Vanish Foundation Stick. Really, I've been using this and the Urban Decay all month. That's how much I have used of the product. It's quite a pricey product, but I feel like I don't use a lot of it. I typically use it with a Real Techniques brush, which is, I think I featured this last month as well. And I use it either one of two ways. If I want a really light, natural, beautiful look, I will literally just get the stick and rub this on the stick and buff it in. If I want a little bit more coverage, I will actually paint it on my face first and then blend it in with the same brush. But even though it looks like you're applying a lot because there's quite a few stripes, I don't really press very hard. It just kind of glides on the skin, and it's such a thin formula. So this isn't the longest lasting foundation. I found that I need to wear it with quite a matte foundation for it to last a long time. And for me personally, I have found that, funnily enough, the Hourglass primer works really well with it. Anything that's too moisturizing will make this just slip and slide all over your face. But I kind of feel like it's worth it because it just looks so beautiful. And I did purchase that, like I said. Another item that I purchased that I don't think I've ever talked about on the channel before, but it's the Born This Way multi-use sculpting concealer. Now, I absolutely hated the original Born This Way concealer. I didn't hate it, but it just didn't do much for me. So I would apply it underneath my eyes, and a lot of people talked about how much they loved it, and I would apply it and I would apply it and apply it, and just it did nothing for me. This one has a lot more coverage. I still find that I need to use two very, very thin layers of this under my eyes to completely cover darkness. It's the end of the day right now. I did apply this morning, and I feel like, well, I've got a little bit of mascara under my eyes, but I feel like it still looks okay. We apply a little bit of powder to make it look a little bit better. But this is a great one. And Lucky Last is a product that I've had for quite a long time, and I purchased it actually probably, no, not quite a year ago, but close to it. This is Lunch Money from, well, you can't even see it. This is Lunch Money from ColourPop, and what I have been doing with this product is sometimes when I don't want to wear makeup, well, when I don't want to wear a lot of makeup, on Insta Stories the other day, I had a little quiz with my husband where he had to guess the 4 makeup items I was wearing, and it looked like I was wearing nothing, but I just had beautiful skin. And what I had on was just a little bit of concealer under my eyes. I had some gel in my brows, what else? Oh, lip balm. And then I had this, and I used quite a bit of this actually just on my cheekbone, on the center of my forehead, and it didn't make me look greasy. It just made me look really, really glowy, and like my skin just looked flawless. And it really just looked like I'd woken up so fresh and just ready to tackle the day. And yeah, my husband said it looked really, really nice, and it looked like I wasn't wearing any makeup, just had really great skin. And that's kind of the point of everyday makeup for me. And that just about rounds up all the products that I've loved. I haven't been to any events in the last month, but it was an exciting month nonetheless. My husband and I celebrated 10 year anniversary, and we are in the midst of like wedding season and stuff, so that's really exciting, and it gives me lots of opportunities to try out lots of new products and get really glam, which is fantastic. Alright, so this has already been a long enough video. I will say, as usual, thank you so much for coming and watching and spending a little bit of time with me in my corner of the internet. Leave a comment down below and let me know what you think about these products and what your favorites are this month. And other than that, I'll see you next time. Bye.